A good Wednesday morning. We have a very active pattern to talk about in terms of not only severe weather potential today, but possibly into the upcoming weekend as well, especially the first part. But today, starting things off on a warm note, our low temperature this morning was only 70 degrees. So temperatures really didn't fall off that much last night at all. Have a heat index currently of 77, and notice the moisture coming on in with dew points now sitting in the middle 60s, and that's what's going to kind of help fuel our thunderstorm potential as we get into the afternoon hours. Already seeing some of those storms off to our west. These will continue moving off to the north-northeast. A little more scattered activity expected across the south part of us here. That'll scoot on into our area around mid to late morning, and then we'll see if we can clear out some of these clouds as we head on into the afternoon hours. Not expecting any severe weather this morning. That'll come this afternoon. Here's our big wild card in our severe weather forecast, though. Notice all of the cloud cover to the south. If we can manage to erode some of this, get some breaks in the clouds to move up to the northeast over our area, especially by early this afternoon, and if we can hang those breaks around for a good hour or two, really get some heating in by the sun, then our severe weather threat will go up in terms of our chances for later this afternoon, this evening. So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. If you pay attention to the sky conditions this afternoon, notice if the sun comes out, kind of heighten your sense of alert and awareness, because that's when we could potentially see some stronger activity move into the area later on this afternoon. Here's the setup we have going. There's actually a rather large area that's at risk for strong storms today. An area of low pressure will move up into the western northern parts of Iowa. Strong jet stream associated with that, bringing in a bunch of lift. We have the moisture in place. We have the wind shear in place. The question, though, again, is today's wild card: do we get the instability in place, enough of it anyway, to generate some stronger storms once we get into the afternoon? And again, daytime heating, that sun, if we can get any of that, that's the key to our severe storm potential today. Notice the Storm Prediction Center already put out an enhanced risk to the west of us, so extreme western parts of Whiteside County under a higher risk for storms today. We're under the slight risk, or a level 2. Timing on this is this afternoon and this evening. All hazards on the table. The flood threat is low. These storms will be moving very quickly, so not expecting any flooding issues, but the tornado threat is there, the large hail threat is there, and the high wind is especially a threat that we'll be watching as we get in towards this afternoon. Some of the forecast models we're trying to handle when this is going to come in. They're agreeing on the timing. It's going to be after 3 p.m., but they're not agreeing on what the storm mode is going to be. Some of us give a line segment. Others keep some discrete or scattered storms. So this is what we're going to want to watch. But definitely after 3 o'clock is when the activity looks like it's going to get started, and we'll get some of that activity to move in, especially after 3 o'clock, lasting through about 7 or so. That's when our threat kind of timetable is going to be. Could extend that to about 9 o'clock as well. But the question is, do these storms form a line segment and move through? If they do, damaging wind threat goes up, perhaps an isolated tornado, or do they stay kind of discrete and scattered on their own? That's something we'll be watching as well, because that increases the chances of our tornado threat as we go into the afternoon. Here's the bottom line in terms of our severe threat today. The timing, after 3 o'clock, heading on into the evening hours. Large hail, a few tornadoes certainly possible, and damaging winds, all on the table in terms of our hazards today. So you want to make sure you have a way to receive watches and warnings as we head into the afternoon and evening, should you need to take immediate shelter and a warning is issued for your area. Expecting highs again in the 80s today. Strong storms by this afternoon. Very strong southerly wind, gusting to about 30 miles per hour at times. We'll keep those storm chances today up to 83. Cooler tomorrow, 72 degrees. And we'll bring some rain chances back for Friday. A lot of clouds and some scattered rain will keep our temperatures down to the 60s. A little cooler, and we'll warm back up as we get into the weekend, but it does look like a wet weekend ahead. So I would start planning some indoor plans for much of the upcoming weekend. We'll continue to monitor severe weather threat throughout the rest of the day here and pass along any updates should they be warranted. Make sure and keep an eye to the sky and pay attention for watches and warnings that may come our way this afternoon.